And good morning. This is Tironan flying the very unfriendly skies where one out of every couple of aircraft wants to shoot me down.
Be advised, the enemy is concentrating forces near the airfield.
And we're getting things off to a rousing start. So let's go ahead and let this fellow have it. And if I've noticed one thing about this game is when you kill an aircraft, it stops trying to kill you. Good advice, right? Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Control of the airfield.
And that you can never stay on a target for very long because somebody will be racing in to finish you off. Alright, so we have killed a couple of aircraft, and I see somebody coming in from my flank right there. Sure enough, there he's. Really got to keep an eye on your radar. I own the predecessor to that J7W2, and that shape still throws me off. And one thing for those of you who are not playing Tier 9 yet is the leads do increase. It's usually a 2 bubble instead of a 1 bubble. And you really got to keep an eye on what's going on with your lead. And the reason I'm so hesitant to follow this other guy is because there's LA 160 right behind me, who was just looking for an opportunity to come in. Well, not the fastest aircraft in the game. It is still a lot faster than a lot of aircraft in the game. So, all right. Turn right around, get this guy off my tail, and Get off the boost, Jeff. Yes, believe it or not, you can have successful games in the FJ-1 Fury. But chasing this fella, you have to outfly him. You can't outspeed him. And a lot of these guys get so arrogant they think they're untouchable because of the speed of the aircraft. That's not so. If you insist on flying in circles, you can have the corners cut on you. Like this guy's doing. Alright, and you also have to pay very close attention to your radar. Fellow behind me there was just couldn't wait to kill me. And I need to get an eyeball on him. Yeah, it's an attacker. I think that's an attacker, right? Oliver. I think it's time to get out of here if I can disengage. And here's a perfect opportunity. Let's go ahead and get some speed up here. Try to get out of this area and away from those defense aircraft. And I do have this one fellow who's going to follow me to the gates of hell. Live. Now you see what I mean by, this is full deflection shooting. So when you're doing a full deflection shot, you got to pay attention to the fact that you're going to have to put at least 2 bubbles in front of them. And the second guy came and got me when I was in a turning contest. Okay, so this is the part where I'm supposed to whine about losing. Not going to happen. This is a pretty strong effort on my part to win. And I think I did pretty darn well, to be honest with you. What I can't defeat is this. Okay, we're outnumbered, almost 2 to 1. Now 2 to 1.
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Alright, so I killed 9, assisted with 2. Came in number 1. Guy on the IL-40 did very well. And there's where it's at. The summary. Did pretty well money-wise. I don't haven't paid for my premium yet. But solid effort on my. Anytime you kill 9, especially at this tier, because it's not as easy to kill multiples of aircraft when they're moving at this speed. That's something else you'll also have to get used to. But still, darn good effort on my part, I think. All right. Strengths of this aircraft is that with and this is exactly the mid-level review. I should have said that in the beginning. Only thing needed to be added to this is the jet engine. I still have 39,000 points to go on that, and we'll review it again when it comes up to that time. What do I like about the aircraft? Well, it's quick. I say quick, but with the mid-engine upgrade, it can compete with a lot of things. It's not going to compete with a fully upgraded 262 HG2, which is its competitor in the German line. However, when you get the next engine upgrade, and what you have to look forward to, this gets up to 560, which puts you up there, at least in the range of most of the faster aircraft. There's some notable exceptions. One of them is here. And this aircraft can chase down 262 HG2s, or at least keep up with them until they get completely upgraded, and then it's they'll run away from you. And the reason is here. Again, this one is only moderately upgraded, that's why we haven't done a mid-tier review here. But when you get the next engine, you know, you're pushing 600. And then when you get this, you're pushing 720 on damage per second. And because it's kind of like the XFU-5U, if you come off this aircraft and you'll come into this, and they're very similar, except when it comes to altitude performance. And you're talking 8,200 feet, which means you can operate at 10,000 feet very easily. That's one thing the Fury has going for it, which is it actually can go to 85. It's got quite a bit of altitude. It's not like your typical turn and burn where they don't get up there and they can't compete with high altitude aircraft. They can. But you're going to want all the speed you can get. This is going to be awfully important. The guns on this are both a bane and a curse, and yet they have a very good part of it. Your maneuverability is 10 seconds. You'll notice that this aircraft is really upgraded to compete with turn and burn fighters, and to get away from boom and zoomers if you can catch them early enough. And that's going to be important. They're going to be coming in high and fast, but they don't turn well. So if you do radical enough maneuver away from them, and they have two choices: carry on or try to turn with you. If they're stupid enough to try to turn with you, they'll start bleeding off speed. You'll be behind them before they can realize it. Most of them aren't going to be that dumb, but at least you can get out of their way. If you can catch them early enough, slide off to one side very quickly, and then you can actually take them with a quarter beam attack, rake them pretty good, make them pay for it, and they'll probably be a little less interested in coming after you unless you're already wrapped up with somebody. You can't blame them for that, folks. That's how you play boom and zoomers. I can't tell you how many aircraft I picked off when they're maneuvering with somebody else, and you know, as much as I'd like to, you can't really complain about it too much. Now, the armament is something that you're just stuck with, all right? But it will efficiently kill aircraft because it doesn't overheat very well. You'll tear down IL-40s before you overheat the gun. I've done it so many times, it's not funny. So my word means anything to you. You can trust me on this one. You know, the guns they have duration, and they can still do a hell of a lot of damage, but you have to get close. All right, just under 2,000 feet, they'll start doing their job pretty well. and they will hurt the hell out of another aircraft very quickly, regardless of what it is, because you don't have to turn off of it, and you've got the maneuverability to stay on them if you don't overrun them. So that is your Fury mid-grade review. Please remember to like the video and to subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get. All right, thank you for flying the very unfriendly skies with Tironan. I'll see you tomorrow.